We have two recommendations if this is you or you find yourself in this category of not seeing the results in your body, you're working out. One, and if you guys want to elaborate on this, is track your food for a month. Use an app, MyFitnessPal, there's plenty out there. And what does that give you through tracking? What do you think?
So just by tracking, like if you use MyFitnessPal or any of those other apps, you can easily set up like a pretty good goal of how many calories you should be eating, as well as like the macros, or the carbs, proteins, and fats. So then after the course of your day, just like a very average day for you, you can actually get a feel for how well you're hitting your goals, or where you want, or where the nutrition would be sending you to your goals. So if you see that you're only hitting half your protein, then from there it's really easy to say, okay, I need to get a little bit more protein into my diet. Or
and
you can
where
see,
can you add it in?
exactly. Or you could see like there's a line for fiber. A problem I used to have was I would get like 10 grams of fiber out of the 40 that I need for normal gut health. So just by seeing that, it's really easy to say, okay, I need to get more fiber in, and then from there, it's like, how do I get this extra stuff in?
I think of it, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say too, I think it's a teaching tool too, because it's like that person who's like, I had orange juice in the morning, and then they plug that in, and they're like, holy crap, that's 30 grams of sugar or whatever it is, and X amount of carbs, and you're like, if I say my intention is 120 carbs, and there's 30 orange juice? And you learn these things.
It helps like paint the picture of like what is good. Where somebody be like, oh, I eat good, but it's like if you can't manage what you don't measure. Like I think we probably say that like ad nauseum at times, but it starts by tracking your food. Like Peter said, it's like you can set it up to have your goals, but say like if that's too overwhelming, track protein, carbs, fats, fibers, dietary sugars, trans fats, all these like overwhelming. Start with protein. Take your body weight. Let's shoot for half to 75%, and just track your protein. What's really helpful, but MyFitnessPal is really great because you can use your phone's cameras to scan the barcode. It makes it like super simple. And even if that is something where you're like, hey, like I don't want to download this app, a little bit of like stress that. Take pictures of your food. Like there's ways to track with portions, but just start to track what it is that you're consuming, because again, you can't manage what you don't measure. And like there's tools, whether it's MyFitnessPal or just using your phone and making an album of the food that you're eating.
Old-fashioned writing it down in a journal. I have plenty of people.
Gail, it's 2022. Get out of here with your old tricks.
We have people that do that. Yeah.
But seeing like making something like making like mashed potatoes at night and forgetting that, adding in a little heavy cream or butter, like actually writing it down and seeing like, oh my god,
it goes back to the good thing. And I was joking with Nolan where like someone will say, I eat good. It's okay, cool. What does that mean to you? You know, I work to get some eggs in. Okay, what else? You know, I try to have vegetables for dinner. Okay, great. What else? Sometimes though I have chips and a sandwich, and we've got to two good things, and all of a sudden things fall apart. So we seeing that, whether that's the app or written down, helps us really paint the better picture, and it's unbiased. And then the second is get help. And when we mean get help, we mean like for here we provide nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset kind of bundled coaching into what we call LAW, Lifestyle Accountability and Wellness Coaching. And how we spoke about, a lot of us are uneducated on what's a protein and what's the ideal protein. And people will be like, well, bacon has protein. Yeah, but depending on the bacon, it's likely a more dominant fat. Or someone's like, eggs are protein. Yeah, but it's a 1-to-1 protein and fat, so it's a combo. So part of it is getting the education, it's getting the accountability, it's setting in a specific and measurable goal, it's getting your metrics and seeing, whoa, where is my body fat percentage, my muscle mass, and all these things in the real time. And then your coach having the empathy of like whatever your journey is and designing one habit for the focus. Like Nolan was mentioning, like protein tracking. And maybe it's, if you're daily, like we had a gentleman who, when we said, hey, we should be shooting for body weight, and he did some data, remember this, he was like, I'm only getting in 70 grams of protein, and he was like 130 away. And it could seem too insurmountable to go from 70 to 200 plus. So hey, let's focus on maybe closing the gap of getting towards 150 over the next month. So it's designing a plan here. What other benefits do you guys think, and from your experience, that comes from getting help through something like LAW coaching or a nutrition coach?
I have predominantly women that I work with, and again, trained to kind of like think like, oh, I felt best when I weighed 130 pounds, or after I had my first baby, before I had my first baby, I was 120 pounds, and I'd love to get back to that weight. And within like a month, kind of getting away from harping on that whole number versus the metrics. So we have this great machine called the InBody. It dissects your weight a little bit more. Recently, I just had somebody who got on the scale and measures your weight first. She gained 1 pound and was like, what? I've been doing this for 30 days. I can't believe this. When we dissected everything, she lost 4 pounds of body fat and gained 5 pounds of muscle.
Whoa.
And that was the discrepancy of the number, is that
Protein focus.
yeah, very, very heavy. We like focused on protein, we focused on breakfast. It was just breakfast, getting in breakfast every single day versus, and closing the
cereal.
gap of this like big 8-hour window of waking up to the first meal and losing 4 pounds of body fat, which we want to lose, we don't want to lose muscle, and gaining 5 pounds of muscle and seeing your number of gaining a pound. So imagine at home, you did that for 30 days, you got on the scale, you saw,
That doesn't work.
it doesn't work, you get a case of what I call the F-its and we give up. So that would be another.
Yeah, I think it's important, like what Abby's saying too, is that like you have somebody, whether it's here or just finding help to check in with somebody every 4 weeks. Like I have people that check in every 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and it's like just having that anchor point of like, okay, like I need to get from here to here, like whether that's 28 days, 42 days, whatever that time frame is, but like you have that thing holding you accountable versus Peter and I were just talking with a client his where it's like she was checking in with her, she's going to see her doctor now once a year, right? Imagine being like, okay, I don't have to talk about this thing for 365 days. Chances are pretty good, like that thing is going to go out the back of your mind. There's a flood of other things coming at you, but if you have somebody that's, you know, going to check in on you in 2 weeks, if you see them here, they're probably going to be checking on you then. It's like, but you have that anchored point for every 4 weeks to check in on that, whether it's through law or, you know, whoever it is you find to be in that journey with you, but keep you accountable and actionable to that goal you're working towards.
For sure. So hopefully you have some awareness now of maybe troubleshooting what could be some possible reasons if you're that category where you're not seeing the body changes that you are, wherever you are in your journey, and some resources as well as what could be some outlets, whether that's tracking or looking into nutrition coaching to help you get on the path to success.
Do you have an answer to the question?
What?